I'm in Auckland City right now, about to catch a bus. Now, I know that doesn't sound very exciting, but wait until you see the bus. And this is it. It's a Yutong TCE12. It is a fully electric coach, not a bus, a coach. It's designed to go long distance in comfort, and it does. First and foremost, price and range. This machine will set you back about the same as a McLaren, $620,000, but it'll do something a McLaren can't, haul dozens of passengers in comfort on fully electric power. It is a game changer. Let's go check it out. This 100% battery powered coach can carry dozens of passengers around 300 k's per charge in real world conditions, and unlike a regular city bus, this one is built for comfort, with air conditioning vents for every seat, as well as lighting and USB charging, and the seats themselves are all leather, which not only recline back, but also scooch out to maximize space. Honestly, when I first heard I was making a video about an electric bus, this lounge suite on wheels was the last thing I had in my mind. But enough talking, time for a drive with the general manager of the company that imports these machines, Joe Crickett from JW Group.
Well, welcome aboard, Gavin. Very nice to have you here today.
Thank you, driver.
Very sensational bit of kit, really. I'm really excited about this one. Bought in quite a few vehicles in my time, but nothing quite like this. Yutong are really pushing out throughout the world, making a mark. They're also the largest seller of buses globally, as well as domestically in China. They have got very good penetration to the markets in Europe, Australia, South America, all assisted and helped by the fact that you can get beautiful right-hand drive models like this. It's just a pleasure.
How does it compare? Yeah, compare to a diesel bus.
Well, I'll show you actually. Here, if you. Whoa, foot's down. Oh, look at that. 3,200 newton meters of torque. She's
3,200 newton meters of torque.
Absolutely, and no gears. So from the start, you just on up, nice and smooth. So you're not going to tip any old ladies over down the back. Everyone can sip on their lovely little after-work drinks. It's smooth as silk, really. Lovely thing. Quiet as, you can have a nice, me and you having a good chat right now.
Yeah, that's just it. I can talk with a normal voice in a bus. That's unusual.
Absolutely. And to be fair, I guess the front of buses are generally a bit quieter than the rear where the engine is, but still all the way down, just nice and quiet, and it's just a relaxing vibe, and that's what we're trying to put out there, really. I mean, of course, there's certain economic advantages and environmental advantages as well. It's zero emission, runs on the smell of an oily rag right now, so to speak, or a non-oily rag.
So what about the motor? What sort of kilowatt output does this electric motor have?
So it's putting out 350 kilowatt. But I mean, kilowatt. When we're talking about big vehicles like this one, kilowatt is a meh number. It's more than newton meters of torque that we're after. We're really looking to see good figures on that. But in terms of for an operator, really what you're looking for is a very cost-effective vehicle. The running costs on this right now, New Zealand thankfully has no RUCs on electric vehicles. But so essentially the only cost you're paying on this is for your charging. So a full charge on this vehicle costs you maybe about $20-25. And running to Warkworth, into the CBD, back out again, that is cheap. That is very cheap.
What would it cost a regular bus of the same size running on diesel to drive to Auckland to Warkworth?
On diesel?
Yeah.
Here's a good comparison. I drove an electric bus from Wellington to Auckland. So I started driving, and it was, I got to Turing and thought, holy crap, I'm actually going to get to Taupo. So I kept on going, got to Taupo, and the good folks at ChargeNet have very handily put in a big hypercharger there.
There is, yes, there is.
And I plugged into that, and lo and behold, boom, she started charging. So drove it all the way back to Auckland. I think it cost $180 to charge from memory. I think for a diesel you'd be looking at probably about $550 for the same trip. Okay. Give or take.
What sort of payback time are you looking at? Like a year, 10 years?
Let me get out my little pad and do some maths.
It'd be very back of the napkin maths, but
yeah, back of the napkin, maybe 7 years to reach parity. But you know, we can offer pricing on it like battery as a service. So you buy the bus and the battery you can lease. So therefore you have those on balance sheet, off balance sheet benefits that you to make it look the same as a diesel bus. You know, the vehicle's going to cost you, you know, if you chisel away a third of the value on the battery, the vehicle will cost you about the same as its diesel counterpart, and then you can run your lease the same as accounting speaking, run your lease the same as paying for your diesel or your RUCs.
I can feel it's got regen braking. Is the regen braking adjustable?
Yeah, you can turn it on and off, but the regen will probably regen around about a third of what you're using. And we've got a lot. Yeah, absolutely, and you can see it in real time as well. We've got an app that comes with the bus. So through your app, you can actually see all your usages, track everything, run reports, daily, monthly, weekly, whatever.
The paperwork says that you can do around 300 k's per charge. What sort of variables, like what's the realistic minimum maximum depending on weight? Like if you loaded this thing up, like how many seats does this have first of all?
40 seats.
40 seats. So if you had 40 passengers, let's just say that they've all just had breakfast, or they're American and they're heavy, what sort of range are we going to get?
I would think we're still looking at a realistic range of 300 kilometres. I mean, Julian would probably be able to give me more info on what he's seen. We'll probably look at the app and be able to tell.
Well, that's a good question. Is what sort of lifespan do you think the batteries might have on this?
The warranty's out to 10 years.
Oh, 10 year warranty on the battery.
Yep. So we're gonna see a good amount of life in it, but they're valuable things, the batteries, even when they degenerate to a point that maybe they're not so useful in this vehicle. As you saw from looking back under the cover earlier, the batteries are very easy to remove. They are just bolted in place, get a forklift in there, unplug it, pull it on out, and then it can go into life. Where the hell am I going?
I was going to say, you're doing really well for such a tight residential corner and maintaining conversation. I'm very impressed.
It's not
panicking, man.
It's not the corners that worry me. It's just the fact I'm lost. What was I saying? So I mean, it could get pulled out in, I don't know, 10, 15 years, whatever, at a point where it becomes a bit impractical, and go into life in a wind farm. And sling some more batteries in it, and away you go.
This particular bus route that this bus does every day, where does that go exactly?
Oh, what's written on the side?
I'm playing dumb, so the viewer will know.
Just do a nice lengthy scroll. But so Julian's business, Mahu City Express, they operate from Warkworth, winding through Snells Beach, and all the way into the CBD in Auckland. So it's a great little commuter service. You know, if you want a little bit of a bit more service and creature comforts, then we've got the leather seats, you've got the fold down tray, you can do a little bit of work. If you're one of those people that works on buses or airplanes, and take you all the way into the CBD and jump off. And on Tuesdays, when you get back on the bus at the end of the day, Julian will give you an ice cream.
Oh, seriously?
Great little service. I think he does. I hope he still does.
Now.
Julian, give them ice cream. Julian, give them ice cream.
Now that we're talking ice cream and you know all the tech specs on this 40-seater electric coach, it's a good time for a quick plug for Ecotricity, which makes these videos possible, being New Zealand's only carbon zero certified electricity provider. This means you can power your home, your car, and even your bus on 100% renewable electricity while saving a bit of cash on the side. Make the move today at ecotricity.co.nz and get on the right side of history. But for now, let's have a closer look at the back of this bus and its battery pack. Okay, let's check out this battery system here. What have we got? We've got what looks like 2 batteries.
That's 2 of them. There's a bunch hidden throughout the vehicle, but CATL, so biggest battery manufacturer in the world, very well-known brand. You'll find them in anything from Apple to BMW to Tesla. 281 kilowatt of battery power all in. We could do bigger, but that's just what Julian needs to do his service from Mahurangi back into the CBD here in Auckland. Very easy system. In fact, as complex and intimidating as the vehicle may seem, it's dead easy. You've got an electric motor, 350 kilowatt, 3200 newton meters of torque, running through a drive shaft, no gearbox, so smooth smooth transition into power, and that runs straight into a ZF differential. So take this anywhere in the country, and aside from all the high-tech electronic gadgetry on it, a regular diesel mechanic wouldn't be out of his depth with any component of this bus. Wabco brakes in the front and rear. Around the back we've got our controllers, running everything on the vehicle. This is the bit that I probably wouldn't recommend your standard diesel mechanic to touch.
Oh, what's that thing? Is that the reversing buzzer or something?
That there is a little speaker that actually makes the noise of a diesel bus.
Are you serious? Oh, okay,
Yep.
That's a noise generator.
Yep. So we've got one at the front and one at the rear, but we unplugged it because it's annoying. It sounds like a run wheel bearing. So under 15k an hour, it drives along going.
Gotcha, okay.
And my first experience with it was like, what the hell is that
Broken. Is there a
noise?
stone in the brakes?
Man, have we bloody got a dumb wheel bearing already? And no, it was just a speaker, so we unplugged it.
What sort of charging speed can this charge at?
Depends what you're putting into it. You could use a 120 up to 200 kilowatt charger for it. You know, you could get a full charge in this in an hour and a half if you had the appropriate charging technology and enough juice under the ground.
Oh, because it's got lithium iron phosphate batteries, so those are pretty hardy.
Yep, absolutely. No, they'll take some punishment. As we say, it's CATL. They build some good gear.
This all-electric coach has plenty of storage space available for passenger luggage and charging for e-scooters, but what surprised me is the reaction from traditional bus drivers when they got behind the wheel. What's the feedback you're getting from traditional bus drivers or bus operators as well?
Excellent. And that's one of the best parts of my job, when we get a electric bus into the hands of an operator who hasn't used them before, or into do some driver training with drivers that haven't used them before, and people could be quite apprehensive. You get the old, oh, you can't beat the sound of an engine, rah, rah, rah. Heard that a few times. After going for a drive, doing some training in them, getting some bum and seat time, they love it. They don't want to go back to anything else. And if you're a driver out there that has not had the experience and would like to prove me wrong, ring me.
That's a good sales pitch, right?
Ring me. We'll go for a drive and we'll see what you have to say.
Do you get a lot of head turning from bus drivers when they see this?
Some people do kind of spin out and say, is that an electric bus? Yes it is. And some people, believe it or not, don't really realise that electric buses are a thing, or even on the roads of New Zealand. So it can get people quite excited.
And there we have it, it's an electric coach. It's not a bus, it's a long distance comfortable cruiser. We all know that city streets are starting to fill up with electric buses, but electric coaches are now here to stay. They're clean, they're quiet, they're efficient, they're very cheap to run, and if you're running on electricity from Ecotricity, nice plug, then it's carbon zero. It seems like a no-brainer. It just seems like the internal combustion era is starting to appear in the rear vision mirror.